Okay, so I want to bring you inside the process of how propaganda is created and then shipped out in such a way that it spreads and takes on a life of its own. I first saw this story on RT. Here's the article that I saw. Zelensky's wife dropped 1.1 million on Cartier shopping spree, says ex-employee. This is an RT, Russia Today. It was just 2 days ago, October 4th. The Ukrainian First Lady allegedly had a store worker fired after she tried to assist Zelenska. And she spent this $1 million, and okay, it's a bad look. But it didn't happen. See, that's the thing. But it's claimed that it happened. And then I was looking at Twitter today, and Ryan Macbeth said, "Good job on detecting a detective imagery persuasion, or a DIP. This time, President Zelensky's wife and Cartier jewelry." And where'd it come from? This guy, Seyhan Sadorez, I can't pronounce that, but I just started to follow this guy. So here's a thread. You may have seen viral posts that Olena Zelenska, President Zelensky's wife, spent 1.1 million on Cartier jewelry during the couple's recent visit to the United States. Let's find out why those posts are false and examine how pro-Kremlin disinformation of this kind travels online. So he's going to unpack the entire process, and this is instructive. You can't just believe something that you see on social media. That's the thing. We're credulous about these things. We're like, wow, I didn't know that they spent this. Or so what really happens is I'm looking at it going, I hope that didn't happen. I don't think it happened, but I hope it didn't happen. Somebody else on the other side is going, see, this is just more proof that they're a bunch of corrupt blah, 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 right? That's how they process this. Okay, the claim first appeared in a September 30th YouTube video by an obscure channel. In a series of Instagram stories, a woman claims to be a former Cartier employee who was apparently sacked, because sacked is the British term for fired, because Zelenska didn't like her. Then she then unveils a $1.1 million receipt in Zelenska's name. So she's showing this doctored Cartier receipt that is something's not right. Okay. The alleged former Cartier employee's Instagram appears to be gorgeous.bb.jeanette. Head over to Instagram and you'll see that the account has no posts, no followers, no following. That should immediately make you suspicious. It's like the trolls that they want to comment and say Russian talking points on my channel, and then when I click on their name, I see that their channel was started in the summer of 2022. Makes you wonder. Okay, now let's examine the receipt, which is likely doctored. It's dated 22 September at Cartier's Fifth Avenue store in New York. Okay, so that seems to be about the time that she was there. But was it? Zelenska couldn't possibly have bought jewelry in New York on 22 September because she landed in Canada on the 21st and she spent the 22nd in Ottawa. Listen, propagandists, you got one job. One job is to lie effectively, and you can't even do that. Okay, that alleged employee video then becomes a source for a story on a Nigerian website, The Nation, which has been widely shared by pro-Kremlin users. Okay, so if you want to spread it, you start it somewhere, spread it to secondary sources, it gets picked up by RT, which spreads it to other sources, and then it spreads onto social media. Okay, apart from the issues with the video and the receipt, The Nation story, as pointed out by @David Perdunt, you'd have thought that Zelenska could have been spotted at Cartier in New York on Fifth Avenue. We'd have seen images or videos, or of it posted somewhere that U.S. outlets would have got the story ahead of Nigerian website, a dormant Instagram account, and obscure YouTube channel. But we're credulous. I mean, that's just the way that we roll, unfortunately. Despite clear evidence that the story is false. But see, here's the thing. There's clear evidence that the story is false, but people want to believe. They're confirming certain biases that they have about Zelenska, that she must be a crook because she's Ukrainian. And the narrative is, after all, that Ukrainians are crooks. Okay, so it just spreads it. But who's really the crook here? The crook are the Russians trying to create an image of the crooks. Like, that's the reality. The irony is just so palpable. Despite clear evidence that the story is false, it's gone viral on Telegram, Twitter, TikTok, and other platforms. Some tweets with the claim have now got community notes, but I wonder how many of those who saw the initial claim on major platforms now know that it's false. And I bet you it'll be repeated on Redacted or the Duran or Jackson Hinkle or you name the repeater, Doug McGregor, whoever. Okay. The reason that I'm highlighting this is that there's been an uptick in recent months in false yet viral claims that Zelensky and senior Ukrainian officials are using Western aid to enrich themselves, nearly all of which follow a similar pattern in how they reach millions online. Oh, Zelensky's got these mansions, and he's got this place in Florida, and he's got this place in right, and he's hiding this money. Okay. It's a constant barrage of the same kind of thing, but this is a pattern, and this is the way that they go about doing it, and they don't even do it well. Like, that's the irony here. Now let's see how the article gets repackaged and spread, and they'll show official things like here's the Nation, the article that it was published in. Let's just hear what he has to say in TikTok, because it'll be on TikTok, and it'll be on Facebook, and it'll be on Instagram, and it'll be on YouTube, and you name it.
According to an article published by the Nation newspaper, Olena Zelenska, the wife of Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, reportedly spent over $1 million on Cartier jewelry during the visit when her husband Zelensky was asking Washington.
See how official it looks, where it has these newspaper articles showing the headlines, but those headlines are only as good as the truth that undergirds them, and that's the problem here.
In urgent efforts to bolster support for Ukraine. His wife, Olena Zelenska, was spotted on 5th Avenue in New York City. During her visit to the Cartier store, Zelenska purchased a white gold bracelet with diamonds, a white
looks official. Look at that. He has a receipt and everything.
Gold necklace with diamonds and emeralds, and white gold earrings with diamonds. Well, I guess she likes diamonds very much. And according to an ex-employee of the store who shared her story on Instagram, Zelenska
doesn't really exist, but we won't say that part. We'll just, go with what we saw published in the paper, in the article.
So the luxury boutique ended up in a very unexpected manner, as she snapped at the employee who was trying to assist her with who said, "I need your opinion."
Because not only is she a crook, she's crooked, and she's just milking the U.S. for billions of dollars and then spending money on herself, but she's also kind of a jerk. That's the way that this is trying to be painted.
After that, according to the boutique ex-worker, Zelenska had a talk with the manager. The next day, she got fired from the boutique. Listen, you can buy whatever you want using the money of the taxpayers of the West.
Using the taxpayers' money, because that's what you're doing. It's a corruption scandal. See how it spreads?
But why would you try to ruin somebody else's life? Huh?
Okay, now, I don't know this guy. He might be part of the propaganda chain, or he might just be a nice guy who sees this and is enraged, as properly you should be enraged by that kind of behavior, both the corruption and the being a jerk. But this is how it takes on a life of its own. Do you see how the process works? Okay, tell me what you think. Does this help you understand how propaganda works? If it does, let's see if we can do some more. If it doesn't, that's okay. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the subscribes. Please share this video so that people can understand what's going on and why. I appreciate that. Thank you more than anything else for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.